Hey everybody, it's Jason from Ivy Restaurant, and I am walking back towards the kitchen because we have kind of an exciting thing happening. Promotional, if you will, but something that you can participate in. We're doing Ivy at Home, where you can order all of the food and the wine from this restaurant, Ivy, and our chef is going to be creating a tutorial for you. There'll be plenty of information and instructions, and then you'll have to provide a few things. Plates, pans, maybe fire. But we're gonna head back and he's gonna tell you what we're gonna make today, and we're gonna show you how it's boxed up and portioned out. So I'm gonna head back there and probably distract him a lot, so we'll try not that.
Hello, I am Executive Chef of Ivy, Chris Dickens, and welcome to your Ivy at Home box. As you can see, you have your nice box here. We're gonna open up and check what we have inside. Now, every box should come with a half pound of green beans, a pound of potatoes, a quarter pound of butter, a pound of chicken, 4 garlic cloves, 3 ounces of mixed herbs, 2 ounces of salt, and 1.5 ounces of pepper, and a half pint of heavy cream, and of course, your Whiplash Chardonnay. Now, let's begin by prepping on what we're gonna do. Today, we're gonna be making roasted chicken with roasted potatoes, cream sauce, and green beans. Let's start by marinating our chicken. Now, the first few things you're gonna need before we get cooking is cutting board, three mixing bowls, a sheet tray, tongs, gravity, cooking oil, plateware, 2 saute pans, 1 saucepan to boil water. So let's start by marinating our chicken. So you have your bag of chicken, we're going to open it right up. Now these chicken breasts are already trimmed and cleaned, so you don't have to really do anything to them other than get them ready. We're going to take one of our mixing bowls, pour the chicken in. Always make sure that you're keeping your station clean while you're doing this. Get a little bit of oil, open up your salt, a couple pinches, pepper, and herbs. Now, I recommend if you have plastic gloves near you, put on some plastic gloves. Otherwise, go ahead and dig in. Just mix it around. Make sure that all your chicken is nice and covered and well seasoned. Okay. Then you take it, put it in your fridge until ready to roll. After your chicken is seasoned and ready to roll, we're going to prepare the potatoes. So we have our pound of potatoes. We're going to open it up. Get them right out. We're going to cut them in half, cut them in half again, and get 3 slices out of each. So each potato should come out to 12 pieces in total. This is not only going to give you a nice crispiness, but it's going to help reduce cooking time for the potatoes. And they make them nice and bite-sized. Now make sure you preset your oven to 350 degrees before we start marinating. So once you've done that, you put your potatoes in your bowl. Once again, oil, salt, pepper, and your mixed herbs. Give them a good toss. Try not to lose any potatoes. Okay. Grab your cookie sheet tray. Place the potatoes on the tray. Spread them out evenly. Pop them in the oven at 350 for about 22 minutes. While that is going, we're going to get the green beans ready. So, take your green beans, open them up as well as the other ones. Okay. You're going to have a good amount here. You want to take your saucepan then, fill it with water, get it to a boil. Do not forget to add salt to it, your water. This helps, one, season the green beans while we're blanching, because you want them to be blanched, so it is less cook time. They turn out nice, bright and green, and like I said, it's seasoning them, so it's a little bit more flavor to them. Now that our water is boiling for our green beans, we're going to take all of them and put them in our blanching water. Now, for blanching, you don't want to go too long. You don't want your green beans to be mush, but you don't want them to still be raw. So you got probably about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes that you want them to cook in the boiling water. When they are done, make sure you have yourself an ice bath ready to go in your third mixing bowl. Always keep them moving and stirring, just to make sure that they're getting evenly cooked. Now, we'll turn our water off, bring our green beans over, take them out, submerge them in the ice bath. Okay? Just make sure they are well covered so they cool. Put them off to the side. Now, your chicken that has been marinating, we are going to start cooking. Bring it back out. We have our beautiful chicken. So get your saute pan nice, rip roaring and hot. Okay, you want to see a little bit of smoke coming from it.
Oh, you want to be in the video too?
You want to see a little bit of smoke coming from your saute pan. That's how you know that it's hot enough where the chicken will not stick once you start cooking. Going. A little oil. Not too much oil. You want enough oil to coat. You don't really want to see when you go like that. You want to see a little bit of waves, not too much. Put the chicken in. Gonna reduce heat just a little bit. Okay? You want to go from high to medium. Checking, you want a nice golden brown color on each piece of chicken. You're going to get a real good scent of herb while you're doing this, and that means that you're cooking it right. It's called burning. It's too high, turn your pan down. Nice, lightly brown. Chicken. As it's thick in this one. Okay. Just to heat up a little bit more. I got a little too low. There we go. Now, while this side is going, you're going to want to open up your wine. Because you're going to deglaze your pan with your nice Whiplash Chardonnay. Hit it with a tiny bit of the Whiplash. Then don't forget, pour yourself a glass. Fun. Enjoying ourselves. Alright. Wine deglaze a little bit, move your chicken around. So we had a little flame, that's good. We're going to open up our cream. Pour some of the cream over. Okay. Bring that to a boil. Reduce your heat a little bit because you don't want the cream to boil over. While it's boiling, we're going to take out our garlic. And you're going to mince your garlic. Now, some of you may not be as fast with a knife as me. Make sure your chicken is not up too high. And if you need to, we have extra cream left over where we can add cream. You can always fix it if there's a problem. Do not forget. Okay? Don't ever be discouraged if there's ever an issue while you're cooking. There's always a solution unless you completely and utterly burn it. But there's always a solution if something happens. Always remember that there's problem solving in cooking at all times. Now, some of you may not like this much garlic. You don't have to use all 4 cloves. I prefer a little more garlic in my dishes. Take it. Go back to the little cup that we got here. Okay. it back in. My cream is a little over reduced, and that's okay. Like I said, we always have a little extra cream. Don't pour the whole thing in when you first do it. Add a little more to it, okay? Salt. Just 2 pinches. 1 pinch of pepper. You get a little bit of a heftier pinch, okay? You always want more salt than pepper. Take it. Pop it in the oven. While you pop this in the oven, don't forget to check your potatoes, okay? Give them a good stir. Take your tongs, mix them up a little bit, all right? You don't want them to burn on the bottom, okay? In your oven, heat comes from the bottom, not from the top or the sides. It always comes from the bottom, so it's underneath and it comes over. So the bottom will always burn first. Pop it in. All right, in about 10 minutes, your chicken will be ready. All right, now our chicken and potatoes are almost done. Our next step is getting our butter ready, because you have to finish your cream sauce with butter. Cream sauce with butter. And I know some health conscious people out there are going to be, oh, butter, but in all honesty, butter has been a staple in cooking for forever. It brings so much flavor, and it's going to make a huge difference in your sauce compared to not having it in there. So take your butter, you're going to cube it up, okay, nice and small. Because we want it to be able to melt and incorporate with the cream. Now the fat in the cream will absorb the fat in the butter, and so you won't have this weird separated looking sauce where you kind of just have fat laying around everywhere, and it's just not great looking. We'll cube up all of our butter. We go in here. Oh, look how beautiful that looks. You want a little bit of a crust around that. That's from the fats in the cream just kind of crisping up, and that's good. That's flavor. Take that. What you're going to do then is take your chicken out of the pan. Now, since it's been in the oven and it's been hot, you're not going to have to add the heat back to it. Put our chicken off to the side here. All right. You're going to take a handful of your butter, and you're going to slowly add it in, okay? Little by little, add it in. Take your pan, shake, and stir. Smells so good. You see what I mean? How it's separating there? You don't want that look. You want it all incorporated. So make sure you're stirring all the way around. Okay? That's what you're looking for, a nice, creamy looking sauce. Now, it's time for us to cook our green beans. So, remember I have green beans here. What do, take them out, get them on a plate. Okay, a little bit of ice, you can put that right back in. Okay, got our green beans. Come over here. Let's get our pan nice and hot. thing. You want your start on high heat. So you're gonna get your pan hot. You want them to brown a little bit. You want a little bit of color on them, and that's just because it's gonna sear in all these juices and flavors and everything, and it's gonna be just beautifully tasty. Bring your salt and pepper over with you, okay? Get our pan nice and hot. Once again, you don't want a ton of oil in your pan, okay? Too much oil is a bad thing because then your food doesn't taste right because it's just oily. You don't want oily. Oily is just supposed to be so your food doesn't burn when you put it in a pan. That's all that there is there for. It's a cooking apparatus. Take our green beans, throw them in. All right, you don't want to get any of that ice or water in there because it's going to spark up and just start. You're going to hear all that pop with all that liquid that's in it. Add some salt. Now, don't ever be afraid to season, okay? One of my first chefs told me, you can always add more salt later, but don't be afraid of it, all right? Salt is meant to bring out the natural flavors in the items you're cooking with. Here we go. A little bit of flame. Doesn't hurt. Very quickly with it, all right? Very quickly. We're tossing, we're stirring, we're tossing, we're stirring. You don't need long with these, all right? Essentially, you did most of your cooking in the blanching. You're just doing this to bring it up to a nice hot temperature. We add a little color to it and get the salt seared on. Now we're going to check our potatoes, which are looking gorgeous. See? That's how you look. You want a little bit of brown everywhere. You want a little bit of brown. Okay, we're ready to plate. Two plates. Always. Start with your potatoes. Okay? This is what you call the base of your dish. Okay? It's the foundation. It's what you're going to build everything upon. Because plating is an important part of food. You always eat with your eyes first. If something looks good, you are going to assume it tastes good. Try to evenly distribute your potatoes. Somebody likes potatoes a little more than the other, give it to them. Next, our green beans. Lay them on the side of it, okay? Chicken. 2 pieces per. And then our beautiful cream sauce. Finish, start, over the chicken, okay? And then a little bit around. Over the chicken, a little bit around. Then you have yourself your roasted chicken with cream sauce, roasted potatoes, and green beans. Thank you for watching.